movie is number. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with my boys, PD and Kyle. Say what's up, gents?
What's going on?
Yo, ready to rock.
Hey, today we're going to be talking about that movie that the trailer just came out for Frankenstein. It looks very freaky, looks very interesting. Selector, please drop it. It's by Guillermo del Toro. You know, we know he likes horror. Netflix.
I remember pieces.
Oh, he's pushing it.
Memories of different men. Then I saw it. Your name. Victor Frankenstein.
Don't blow it up.
Now, run.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. Computer overheating.
Who's playing the monster?
I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah. Frankenstein.
Somebody named Jacob Elordi. They title him as the creature. He's Australian. He was in Euphoria and something called The Kissing Booth.
Oh, okay. He's the young guy. He's the young guy. He looks like a jock. He's a tall guy. He's a lead guy in the story in Euphoria. He's like the next leading man. So
must be so I thought we were going to redo it. Technical difficulties. My apologies. No problem. No need to do that. So look, this is Guillermo del Toro's. He said he's going to do this. It would kill to make it. He says he had to do it. This is his take on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. We've seen many, many versions of it. You know, the question is, Netflix is behind it, so the money's in there. The question is, will it be good? And so from seeing this trailer, I gotta say, other than the slander against Victor Frankenstein, I think it looks really good. I'm gonna pass this on. Passing this off to Petey.
What's the slander? What's the slander?
They're making him look as though he's a mad scientist.
He is a mad scientist.
You know, when you have genius, you know, people want to always call into question things that they don't understand.
He's also
Pete, what's your thought?
A monster. He wanted to create. He was starting off. He thought he was creating the most beautiful thing ever, and he found out he made a monster.
Hey, you got to break a couple of eggs. It's called a beta version. Okay.
Wasn't happy with the egg that was broken, and it made him give up the whole thing. He didn't try to make the next one. I'll make it up the next time. He was like, "No, I'm out of here." And then the monster's like, "I guess I gotta leave. Nobody's here. Ain't nobody here, huh? I can figure this out. Oh wait, I can't figure it out. I've been helping these people.
I gave you life. I gave you life, and you come against me. No.
No.
Okay.
Frankenstein,
So
the
what's your take on
monsters
try?
out there, the monsters out there trying to figure out life, and people just hating on him. So he decides, that's it, I'm killing.
What we're supposed to love a monster? We're not supposed to love a monster. Are you out of
I'm
your
saying he
mind?
tried his best. He tried to help people out, and they turned on him, and so
And
he turned the bird
the
and set up. He was smart too. The monster's pretty smart too, conniving. But no, I
next time
think
you have to get
huh?
no continue. Next time what?
I mean, I want to see. I definitely want to see this. I saw on Netflix, so there's no way. It's not like I could miss it. But I'm just worried. I don't know. I'm just worried of what the changes will be. I know people say that they're a fan of it, and you can have a straight as people say as close as you can get with some of the things, the remakes. But sometimes you want to add some more stuff, like the last Frankenstein that was made. That it was very close outside of the toughness of having De Niro as the monster. But there was some good stuff in there.
It was our free.
Sorry, but I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, so ultimately, I'm hoping for the best, as I always say.
What about you, Cal?
Did either of you read the novel?
Yep. Ready.
So long ago, I can barely remember it.
Great novel, great themes. I'm of the same line of thinking as
Thank you.
Petey. I
Oh,
think this could be really cool, but it depends on. They already have a perfect story to work with. Can they restrain themselves and let that story, you know, tell itself and just add whatever rhetorical flourishes they're going to put towards it in terms of the cinematic experience. Otherwise, we're going to get some weird stuff like the Frankenstein monster is gay, and
hey, hey, hey,
it's
hey,
just going
hey,
to be a
hey,
big
hey,
blow
hey,
up.
hey. Nobody's gonna say something like that. Come on, man.
Are you kidding me? Did either of you see House of Guinness?
No, I haven't seen it. I'm interested in seeing it.
Dude, by the second episode, they're making historical people gay, and they were never gay.
Oh man, that's messed up, bro.
No, they do this stuff, and I'm like, okay, I understand if you have a fictional thing, you can work around with, but you're taking historical people, and somehow you need to be inclusive to the point that you this no, the person's not gay. And then when you look at the storyline, here's the thing: the storyline for Frankenstein at one point the monster comes to him and is like, make me a woman. Okay, he didn't say a companion. Okay, but he says, make me a woman at the end of the day. So these are pretty clear things in terms of what the monster's thinking, what the monster wants in companionship. If you decide, well, no, make me a companion, and he makes him a dude, well, that's a portion of the story that doesn't work, because when Frankenstein destroys the woman that he's making for the monster, well, the monster takes revenge, and well, I don't know. Does it count? Can I just say what happens, or is that going to be spoilers from
Yeah,
a book
say
from
say 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 it.
a
I
book
mean,
from
by
the
now, everybody
1800s?
everybody should have written. It should be spoiled. No spoilers
Yeah.
on this.
So Frankenstein destroys who would have been the bride for for the monster, and so the monster kills Frankenstein's wife on their wedding night. He takes him out. So those type of things work because of the way that the story is crafted. You change these things, it's like, okay, it was literally a one for one. It is a very strong story about fears of technology, which we still have today. Uh, you know, and again, morality. Just because you can do something, should you do it? Is this the right thing to do? You have great intellect, you have great application, but does that mean you get to do this? Should you be doing it? Because once he does it, it comes crashing down on Frankenstein that this was a big mistake. Now, mind you, the whole process of getting the dead bodies, sewing them together, and doing all this other stuff, it doesn't seem to sink in, because for some reason he thinks once he's accomplished, and we're not even reanimating, he really does give the creature life. He's not just walking around, going through the motions. He gives this creature life, a soul, if you will. And he's totally repulsed by what he's done. And he never stopped to consider, like, hey, what if this doesn't work out? No, he was like, no, how could it fail? I'm Frankenstein, right?
Nope.
Reminds me of somebody I know who I do a show with.
Yo, don't be slandering Petey. Petey, I got your back. Don't worry.
Wow.
So, what you agree with the madness, Petey? What he just stated?
I mean, he just said he was close to what I was saying. So why would I not? Why would I disagree if you were
Yeah,
listening to what he was saying? Good Lord.
yeah. Just don't make the monster gay.
The hard part is trying to. The thing of it is the monster. The monster has his moments where he tries to figure things out, which is, one of the other parts that haven't really been explored. But at the same time, just in a movie, not like a series, there's not that much time to do all of that. So, a lot of time should be given to Victor, a lot of time should be given to the monster. But some of the more interesting things and trying to figure out how the monster trying to figure out what he should do for his next thing and what he wanted and his needs and all the stuff that he learned. The other problem is the irony of the destruction that he caused, but him being able to speak. I think he's able to understand other languages. So it's just like so much stuff he accomplished. And the only problem is
I mean,
that
he teaches himself.
yes.
He actually he act the monster has like genius level, borderline genius level intellect, if not genius level intellect. He actually teaches himself to read and write based on books that he finds. And I do think he teaches. I think he teaches himself like multiple languages. Like at the very least, he can do English and Latin, or maybe English, German, and Latin. And unfortunately, once he teaches himself to read, he finds Frankenstein's journal. It's like, oh, so this is how I got here. Well, I know I'll be seeing you.
And
So the question I have to ask: what about the movie, guys? Let's getting back. Did you like the way it looked? Do you like the way the setting is? I mean, do you think Del Toro's doing a good job of it?
I mean,
Does
he
it
always
intrigue
does
you? Do you want
visually.
to
He
see
always
it?
does strong stuff visually. I just don't want him to go too in the like I think
Don't go left.
but with the gore and try, hey, we're gonna put an eye in this sort of thing. I mean, it gets more to the idea of a patchwork monster, but it's like you don't have to kill us with this because it's the character and then sort of the events that he causes, which lead you to be, he's the thing is in the novel he's out the story, and then you find this death has happened to this I think it's kid, and then the woman is blamed for it, and then the monster comes back into the story. So it's very interesting how the novel plays out, and in the movies it's kind of like we follow the monster after this point and that sort of thing. So it's like how much play do you give it? And he's the big. I remember when he got the Academy Award. He has the strong answers. He's like I was always in love with monsters, but it sounded like mobsters. In love with mobsters. But that's just to say that he probably will lean a lot towards the monster and seeing his story. So that could be interesting of playing it out of basically having your Harry and the Hendersons, but at the same time when they finally see Harry, it's like, oh my God, get away from our blind our blind uncle. I forget what the uncle was in the family, but because the uncle is able to see him for what he is, and the family is taking it's like almost like blessings from God of him helping in the house, and then for the stark difference of people being not being able to see that. So there's a lot of layers to it, and I know
Leave the blessings. You get out.
like so the action level is gonna look like it's gonna be up, so it can't be karate kicking the blind man at some point, that sort of stuff.
Do you think it's going to be Do you think it's going to be a success?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's on Netflix. I think it's gonna be good. It just depends on if you know this, the book, and you know the original movies that you've seen before, and say, well, how far astray will the people who say, hey, this went too far from it, or it will be all the elements in the book and do it, or is he going to go his own way? That's the hard part. When he goes his own way, and
You can go your own way.
it not be successful, or be successful and say all the other stuff is trash, because that's what people like to do. Now the rest of that stuff before this is so bad.
Well, I think
Oh,
the last couple of movies that I've seen with Frankenstein have really tacked pretty closely to the novel. There was one with Kenneth Branagh.
Mhm.
That
mhm.
was with
Mary Shelley. Mary
yeah,
Shelley.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. That tacked pretty close. And I don't know if the other one I saw was a American production, might have been foreign, but they've they've tended. I mean, there's other stuff too where they have like Frankenstein, and Frankenstein's like a vampire killer or something of that nature. So you got
Creature Commando.
yeah, that type of stuff. So you got those things going on. But when they're doing, and when they're pretty much doing a novelization of it, they've tacked pretty closely to the overall novel. There's very little reason not to. There's nothing for them in that novel where they might say, oh, we need to, oh, we can play around with this, or we can modernize this. There's no power structure that they have to worry about. There's no age difference in terms of the relationships. There's nothing there that they can do, like get their little grubby hands on and try to make changes, thinking somehow this will be great for a modern audience. It works as it is. It's a very solid story, and it doesn't have it doesn't have any fixtures of its time period that might be attractive to them, like, oh, let's change this up, we can play with this. So I mean, most people like the movie. I just don't see the best thing I could see them doing is the costuming, seeing how well they could go about going along with that, and then staging some of the more. There's a great sequence in the novel where Frankenstein meets the monster for the first time, and it's described that Frankenstein is like standing. He's like traveling through the Alps or something, and he's just looking out over this expanse. The water's frozen, and the next thing you know, he just sees this thing moving at him at like a fast clip, just jumping over the ice floes and just moving at him. And the description is, I've never seen them do that. I've never seen them execute that part of the novel, but like something of that nature, that's wide open. Nobody's decided to do that one. So a sequence where this thing and it looks the way that it does, and it's showing such virile athleticism, and it's just moving at you. And Frankenstein is still ready to fight. He like grabs like his walking stick, and he's like ready to club this thing if it gets too close to them. And that's their first meeting. So how you decide to execute something like that? Oh, that's up for grabs. Nobody's done that. Nobody's played around with that scene yet. So that's something I would love to see them work with. But if Guillermo decides, well, let's see how scary I can make the monster look. Oh, chupacabra. Yeah, we got it. No. If that's what it ends up with, then okay. But there's a lot of stuff to play. I think there's still maybe not a lot of things, but there are still definitive moments in the book that have yet to be visualized, and those are things I would love to see them do. But
Right?
his movie.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably
Well,
gonna hit the main notes.
I think when you're talking about the speed, because I didn't necessarily remember that, but I think it residual in my head was the idea of how he was getting around so quickly to everywhere where Frankenstein's trying to go. Next thing you know, he's meeting him at the pass, getting him in more trouble every town he goes into, and he has to try to almost clear his name at times. But then it's like that sort of thing. So it would definitely add another element and add the despair to the character. Whereas in thinking the other, and I think the original movie is more playing it to, like like something that could be killed by a regular man. And this one in the book is like, good Lord, he's gonna, there's nothing.
Yeah, the book. That's the only sequence I remember from the book where you get an understanding of how powerful the creature is. Because other than that, it's pretty much he's setting Frankenstein up. It's like he's doing something, and then Frankenstein wakes up. It's like, who put this dead body here? Get him! And then Frankenstein's got to get out. So everything else seems like he's trying to entrap him most of the time, and he's not successful in entrapping Frankenstein. But he does a good job of just pretty much wiping out his entire family to the point that Frankenstein is exactly like the monster alone. And then they just spend then after that it's just him leading him on a chase across across like wastelands, where Frankenstein is going to try to exact his revenge at the end of the day. So I don't know. They might play around with that, but the physical. I mean, the description in the book is that the monster has yellow skin, black lips, long black hair. You can see the sinews. You can see through the skin. You can see the sinews of his body. But he's also supposed to be 8 feet tall. That's also something that I've not seen depicted in the movies, where he's got that type of stature. I think the lead is what, like 6'5"? I mean, people don't come in 8 feet tall very often, so we're not going to necessarily get that. But in terms of how they decide to play it out in the film, if they're able to give that physicality, the height, the menace of not just something that's big, scary looking, but also shows just how powerful, how preternaturally powerful it would be in comparison to a human being. Those are things you could definitely work with, or we could just go for, hey, look how big I made the eyes. Booga booga.
I'm not sure we want to get into that. We want to start no controversy with Liefeld and his people. You know.
Who?
So I'm not going to say the name again.
He said Liefeld.
Why did you bring him up?
You know,
He knows why.
I'm not touching it. But hey, I think it looks good. The production value is awesome. I don't know how much Netflix is paying to do it, but I think it's definitely something we're interested in watching. Hopefully they keep up the same thing. Oh, the budget for the movie is $120 million.
Not
Oh,
bad.
that's not bad.
It's a lot of money, man, for something that's only
No,
going to get a couple of weeks.
that's not bad.
What,
Movies
a
are,
period piece and action,
yeah,
like
what,
and all the electricity.
yeah,
What do you
all
want?
the costuming, all that they had to spend a lot. Most of that money probably went on the costuming because
That's
all
probably
those outfits have to be custom made to the individual.
probably right. Probably right.
No AI for that.
At the moment. At the moment. All right, guys. Hey, so if there's anything else anybody wants to add before we close it out,
Nope, that's it.
hey,
Let's do it.
we're interested in it. So hey, check it out. Spinner Rack.
We are
Out.
out.